Hello everybody, my name is Alex. You have just heard the news that everything that inside the world can come from its own life and its own, but some things die, and because of pollution, mostly because of Earth, because of own ourselves Homo sapiens, which are in another country, which are in the 5 biggest countries and the 5 most polluted, air polluted countries in Asia. And that includes Vietnam. Vietnam is just my country, just a beautiful country that we live in, but it is so overpopulated, and also there are many problems to deal with because of air pollution. And today, let's talk about some ways that air pollution can affect Vietnam. And that's one my city takes part. And for the next century, maybe our city will be flooded and droughted and a lot of other things that we know maybe it will happen to us in our nightmares. But still, it's so true that our marvelous world would be gone because of global warming, because of air pollution, industrial revolution, and other stuff. People don't usually use a lot of energy resource things like electric cars. They only use a lot of motorbikes. There are about 3.8 or even millions of them, of motorbikes and cars inside Hanoi and Vietnam itself, because Vietnam is just the world leader producing country of just air pollution. It also includes industrial revolution. By the time Vietnam develops up into a developing country that is in the Vietnam War. Soon, that the Dao Mai or any other company inside Vietnam will just be developed by its own economy, GDP per capita, and other stuff. That will matter about industrial revolution, that matters about burning fossil fuels, and that is another thing that we should care about. Also, we need to care about Vietnam's just air pollution, that is burning straw and a lot of other things. In the countryside and stuff is a ton of things that gets pollution in the air. Just the air will get hotter, but in the countryside again, there might be a lot of other straw that is burning. And that means that burning straw can lead to our health is gone. About 77,000 people, or about 80,000 people, because due to the health, because of burning smog, and about 50,000 died because of air pollution. Can you believe that? Yes, Vietnam is just a birth rate and a died rate. Within just a few years, everyone will die just because of air pollution. And that is why air pollution is like a fierce devil that walks across Hanoi and Vietnam, and Ho Chi Minh City and other cities that would matter across. The Vietnam government decided to ban using vehicles inside 2030 to make Vietnam a more happier and peaceful, because it is considered that Hanoi is just the city of peace, and so the same, I believe, for its Vietnam itself. It's just a matter of life and death for Vietnam. A truly message for in Vietnam who you are watching this video inside Vietnam. Because Vietnam had a lot of things that might go like clouds and covering greenhouse gases. It will soon make the Industrial Revolution, Hanoi and Vietnam again, just will go up and develop. That's why it's important to see that air pollution is ready to take part of Vietnam itself. And for other countries that use PM 2.5 and other materials. But first, let me explain what is PM 2.5, which is the thing that we most likely use. Because Hanoi usually uses PM 2.5, Ho Chi Minh City also uses it, and other cities in Vietnam uses it because it's own for PM 2.5 of particulate matter that grow about just about 2.5 micrometers to just 10 micrometers. To put that into perspective, it's just thinner than human hair, very small. That it is thinner than human hair about 25 to 98 times. That is why it's just a matter that our own air pollution can see is so tiny that you might be able to see it. But O3 or other substances is not enough because it's just the right size due to people are tricking us about the air pollution, which means that they would do some things that could improve and develop Vietnam, making it a dirtier and dirtier and polluted and more polluted country inside Asia. That will include some other countries like Indonesia, the Philippines, most likely China, etc. and etc. Because now we're taking the part to blame of other countries. Hey, let's look at some other countries. Like in 2014 or in 2015, Vietnam had banned using the air quality pollution because it's so polluted that maybe it will, all substances, even PM 2.5 or O3, will gone, disappear, gone. Because Vietnam itself don't allow people to use public transport and other things that can harm Vietnam. So that's why in 2014, where I was born, is just about where Vietnam is starting to get dirtier. So dirty that one time it reached about 315. Why? Because it is the current estimated that Vietnam can reach about higher than 300, making it hazardous or make it very unhealthy. Unhealthy for several groups or unhealthy for its own country, for itself. But we don't need to worry because Hanoi and Vietnam own itself is more improving its air quality. Cities like Da Nang and Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City and Cà Mau, other etc. Well, can just because of overpopulation, they can slow down a little bit and take the right time to make Hanoi and Vietnam not the silent killer that they're waiting for is air pollution. And that's why for the message for the own people in Vietnam, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, other places, even in Asia, even if you're not in Vietnam, even if you're not in Asia, for the whole world to get to the top of the list where our planet, our easy environment will just thrive. So this is the end for the message you've been waiting for. Goodbye everybody, thank you for listening.